LS Matt here, and today I've decided to do a video where instead of just getting some pretty girl to react to a car, I decided to grab my buddy Frank here, who's a car guy. You know, he's really good at doing tunes for Volkswagens and a lot of four-cylinder cars. If you're in the area, definitely check him out. I'll link his Facebook below so you can get a hold of him if you want to tune. But I thought it would be fun today to take him out in this car because he hasn't experienced it at full throttle yet. And we're going to go down to Mexico for a little bit and have a little fun.
Absolutely. So, as everybody knows, I'm more of like a tuner guy, import guy. I obviously am known for tuning Volkswagens and whatnot, mainly Mark IVs, by the way. But anyway, yeah, so Matt thought he'd take me out in his Camaro. Not too used to the whole V8 feel. I know it's very, very different from what I'm used to. I'm used to, you know, cars that are used with turbos and whatnot, and so this is pretty raw power. So,
ready?
Yeah, go for it. Damn. Yeah, she's quick. That is for sure, man. Is this performance exhaust?
This is. It's Corsa Performance. This is the full catback system. I don't have the high flow cats on it.
I like it. It's not too loud. It's not too minimal.
Yeah, it doesn't sound too bad. And I mean, I can't really complain. The tires are a little bit loud, as you're hearing. But
it's not bad though. The ride's nice.
The ride is nice, especially considering that I have my suspension. It's always stiff in this car, and you always kind of feel the bumps. But it definitely does some justice getting it to act the way I want it to.
Right. One thing I like is the body roll, especially for being a bigger car, longer car. I mean, the body roll isn't bad at all.
It's not even.
It's
like,
really not bad.
Not even there. Yeah. So this car does the same thing as the Mustang, where you tap it and...
Oh, yeah. Just the torque right now. Jeez.
Right? And it's just tap the gas. I mean...
It's insane.
You know, there is faster stuff on the road, but I really can't believe these Camaros. I mean, for how little this thing has done to it at the moment, you know...
Mostly stock, right?
For the most part, yeah. I mean, there's really not that much done to this car. And it really just comes alive with a tune on it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And, this Diablo Sport on here, I really don't have any complaints with it.
I thought you were saying you tuned it with Diablo. Yeah.
Actually, it was done, I believe, when I got the car.
Oh, really? Oh, that's right. You said that you saw the badges and whatnot, and you kind of hooked up and saw that it was flash. That's right.
Yeah. And I mean, it runs really well. I have absolutely no complaints with it. It doesn't like to hold the road, but that just means I need better tires.
That torque is instant, man. I've never been thrown back like that before. We don't have to wait for spool up.
Right? Yeah. And it is. It's instant, but at the same time, that's also a downfall depending on what you're doing, you know?
Right.
Because, you know, I can have a lot of torque, but if I can't hook the car, it does nothing for me. Right. And usually it's when it starts getting colder that I have traction problems in this. It's still warm enough today at 67 that it'll hook good. When it starts getting below 60, you felt it last time, half throttle and any gears just loose.
These tires are fairly wide, but are they stock or?
Yeah, they're 9 wide in the back, they're 8 wide in the front.
Yeah.
These are the BF Goodrich, they're G-Force Comp 2s.
Gotcha.
So,
have you looked into anything else yet, or?
I've looked at some other tires, but they're saying that the life on them isn't all that great. I might buy Pirellis for this next, as cliche as that sounds. They seem to have the best rating in, you know, wet and dry, a decent rating when it gets a little bit cooler than this.
I actually have Pirellis on the front of my GTI right now. They're good, but they're really good, really just mainly when they're heated up. Outside of that, the cold weather, they suck. They just like to be warmed up, but...
Oh yeah, when this thing, when the tires are cold, this thing can be a bit of a bear to drive sometimes. But it's definitely fun to drive.
Oh yeah.
And, you know, I can't complain. I wish this guy would get up in front of me. I can complain about that. Because, I mean, once we get a nice straight stretch of road here, and I think I got a decent spot, we can do it.
Yeah.
Another decent spot down here in Mexico, you know, where you and I may or may not have done something in the past.
Yes. Yeah.
And
for sure.
Obviously, down here in Mexico, the speeding laws are different, so we don't have to worry about tickets.
Yeah, the roads are a little bumpy in Mexico right now.
yeah, you know, they don't always have the funds they need to repair the roads properly.
Right, even though we pay thousands and thousands of dollars.
We don't pay. These are just similar to Ohio roads. We pay thousands and thousands, and they also do the same thing. They just don't fix them.
Yeah.
But, so Mexico and Ohio have things in common.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Alright, guys, I'm running a little bit low on camera battery, so we're going to shut this off now, and then I'm going to actually review his 2004 Dodge Neon SRT4. Now, if you guys know anything about these cars, you know that they are fun, and they were one of the highest horsepower cars coming out of the factory at their time, and they're just a blast to drive. So we'll see you guys in a minute.
So
I might move this back just a tidbit. Whoa, too far. There we go. Alright guys, so we're in Frank's SRT4 Neon, and you know, this thing is awesome. I love this thing. I love this boost gauge you have here. This is like the coolest thing ever. And we even got the baby seat in the back, guys, so we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it for Dale.
Car seat and all.
Oh yes. Man, I love the way this thing feels. It really is so much different than the Camaro, but at the same time, it's like, you know, this is an American 4-cylinder tuner. I mean, this car is a little bit of a one-off. I know Ford's got some stuff now, but for Dodge, this is really a different step. And man, this thing, I like this acceleration, how smooth it is.
It's really smooth. It's pretty surprisingly smooth. Especially, this one's the 03, so no LSD, by the way, but so far everything done to it. It's just a stage 1 reflash with the Diablo Predator tuner. Greddy type S blow-off valve, simple bolt-ons, cold air intake. So not a whole lot. When I got it, I think I got it maybe just a year and a few months ago. It was bone stock, so just trying to build it up since. So very slow work in progress, but it's getting there.
Oh yeah, and I can't believe for the price you got this thing, how much car you really got. I mean, it's got some rust on it, but it's really, really enjoyable, and it's you know, it feels like it's held together well. I don't feel like it's gonna fall apart on me. You know? And you know, normally a $2,500 car doesn't feel so great.
Right.
But mechanically, it feels really sound. I remember we had a little bit of a problem with your power steering.
We did, yeah.
That horrible squeak.
That's right.
But we got it fixed.
Jeez, man, yeah.
And this thing, it feels great. I mean, I took that turn there at like a good 35 miles an hour, and this thing, it held that corner. It didn't feel unstable. Like, I was thinking at first, like, maybe I should slow down a little bit more for this, and I'm like, nah, it's not that bad. And I just went right around that corner, right in the groove. Yeah. And it stayed there. And man, I mean, I absolutely love this thing.
Yeah, that's one thing too. When I first got this, like, it came from like I have a Mark 7 GTI, and that thing just hugs every turn, very sharp. You can turn that thing; it almost feels like a zero turn from like the rear tires at, you know, stop. But anyway, yeah, when I first got this car, it was so easy for me to just kind of like underestimate how well this can take turns as well. It really surprised me. So
yeah, let's put the windows down, see if we can catch the exhaust note when I make this corner. Because guys, you really have to hear how this car sounds. And I hope the wind isn't too bad. I guess we're gonna find out.
Yeah.
But this should be good here. Sound of that blow-off valve. That was awesome.
Matter of fact, for the review on his car, that's one thing I wanted to mention was freaking how crazy this crackle is on his car. It's freaking nuts.
And it's weird that it's on there, because you wouldn't expect it to be on a Camaro like that, you know?
No, it's so cool.
And you know, I don't know what tune the guy who had it before me actually put on that.
Yeah.
But you know, I really do enjoy it. I do like the crackle sometimes. There's times I'll downshift just to hear it.
Yep.
So I mean, it is a little bit of an addiction. And everybody who thinks it's stupid, it's like, really, just try driving a car with it, and
you'll understand.
You know, I really enjoy this car. I mean, this thing is just so fun. You know, my Camaro, even though it does hold its weight very well around corners, you definitely feel the weight.
Yeah.
And,
right.
you know, it's part of it's also those front tires being 8 inches wide,
Right.
and the fact that the car, I mean, it's 3850 with like nothing in it. It's definitely a heavy car.
It's surprising though, like it holds it very well.
Yeah, it's like that guy that weighs 200 pounds, but he's 6.5 feet, so he doesn't look like it.
Right, that's exactly it. That's exactly it.
These cars are so fun that I almost feel like I have to get one at some point in time.
Yeah.
I think this would just be a really nice car to drive. I mean, we just did all those turns, and it cruises really nice.
Yeah.
It's comfortable. And, you know, you'd think for being as old as it is, it would have that old car feel.
Really feel like, yeah, exactly. You would feel its age for sure.
Although, it does show its age in the shifter, but I love the shifter.
Yes.
I love old shifters, so for me, it's showing its age on this thing. That's a plus.
Drive it with the teapot. Teapot hole going on. Yeah.
But, you know, I have no complaints about these cars. I mean, other than the fact that they don't make them anymore. Let's feel second gear in this thing.
Here we go. Not bad. Not nearly as quick as the Camaro, by any means.
It feels good.
Holds its own, though.
And I think I got a little bit of tire spin there, too. It started going. I mean, that is absolutely fun. And yet for a $2,500 car, I think you'd be hard-pressed to find a more fun car. For anybody looking for a tuner in a decent price range, you know, an SRT4, I mean, if you can find one that's not really rusty, and you might have a good chance with that if you're looking down in Florida. I know that for a while there, I was actually for a little bit of a build project looking for a 4th-gen Mustang. And I found some rust-free cars for $600 because the radiator was cracked. So, I mean, if you can get the whole car for $600 and the motor and trans are good, you know, truck it up here. By the time you're done, you get like $2 grand, a little bit over $2 grand in the car from Florida. Maybe not now with the hurricane going on, but maybe a southern state, somewhere out west or something, where it's got a nice clean, you know, underneath and everything. You can have one of these cars for relatively cheap because, you know, up here, it's an old car, but it has rust. Down there, it's an old car, but it doesn't have rust, but it's not like the price goes up just because it doesn't have rust. Down there, nothing does, so this is just another old car. So, you know, definitely, if you're looking for a clean one and you want something, you know, you got your first job, you're in high school, you want to get something that's kind of fun to drive, something that's got some potential, you'll find yourself one of these. Even find one with a broken transmission that doesn't have many miles on the motor and get a transmission for it. I mean, you'd only be a few $1,000s in there even when trucking it up, and you'd have so much fun with the car. I mean, half of me wants to like trade my Camaro for the week and drive this instead because it really is so much fun. Alright guys, that does it for the review of the SRT4. Thank you so much, Frank, for letting me drive this thing again.
Dude,
this thing is absolutely beautiful. I
Thanks
love
for reviewing
this car.
it, dude. Are you kidding me?
And you know, guys, we're going to be doing some more stuff here in the future, so stay tuned. For those of you who are already subscribed, thank you so much. We're up to 26 now, and that's not a huge number, but you know, seeing that growth keeps me optimistic. And definitely soon here, I want to try to do something when I get some more subs. You know, maybe a celebration at a certain number, and you know, do something for you guys, give you guys a chance to maybe win something. So you know, stay tuned, keep watching some videos. Look out for that giveaway or something. We'll do something. We'll do something awesome. And you know, for those of you who aren't, you know, if you want to stick around, we have plenty of cool stuff coming in the future. In fact, Frank knows some of what's coming.
Yes.
And it's going to be fun.
There are some things coming.
And you know, I just can't wait. So, as always, guys, take care and have a great day.
See you guys.